Well, hello again, my brothers and sisters. This is Brother West coming to you again with another word of encouragement. With this word that I'm coming to you with, it is about forgiveness. It is about what is actually forgiveness. How do you forgive? What does it mean? I mean, what? Let go. How do I do that? How do I come to that place? What gives me the strength? What is the blueprint? This is what many people ask when it comes to, forgiving, because, a lot of people say, well, no, how can you do that? Because, you can forgive, but you can't forget and stuff like that. You remember and the lessons and all that. And so basically what I want to do, I just want to just give you a basic definition. A basic definition of basic to forgive. Just a basic definition. And one of the things that it starts with, when a person becomes victimized, when you feel as though you've been wrong, somebody done something to you wrong, when you feel victimized, what happens? Forgiveness starts when you go from feeling victimized to being able to overcome those emotions, to overcome those emotions, and find forgiveness, find peace, find understanding. It's almost like with me, there was a time that I was really hurt concerning a situation, and one of the ways that you know that you're still hurt, a situation still has you hurt, is when you think about that situation, and that situation brings a reaction out of you. So in other words, it brings anger out of you, it brings frustration out of you, it brings something out of you that makes you angry. It brings something out of you that makes you want to feel ugly, it makes you want to get revenge, makes you want to get back at that person. But forgiveness is when all of that changes. All of that changes from you feeling like you've been a victim to your heart changing. It's a matter of a changing of a heart. It's a matter of changing your feelings, where your feelings go from feeling angry. You go from feeling want to get back at the person, want to go upside the head, want to shake them, want to do something to get back at them. You're planning and plotting when you think about them. And it's almost like it's like a feeling shift. It's like an emotion shift where your emotions just change. It's like it just washes away the pain, the hurt, and then what happens? It releases. Forgiveness is when there's a release, when your heart has been so tight and pulled upon and stressful, but then that tightness goes away. And then when you see that person, when you see that situation, when you feel that moment, or whatever it was that put you into a place where you felt like you was the victim and you was taken advantage of, but when you look again, when God has healed you and your heart has changed, you'll see them different. When you think about them, you'll think about them different. Not saying you got to be friends, I'm not saying you got to hang around, but you're different. You let go of it. See, because what happens, you change your view, how you view the situation, how you view them, how you view life. See, because then you're looking at it through the eyes of forgiveness, through the eyes of Christ, where you say, well, anybody can make a mistake. Anybody can mess up. Anybody can be off their game. Anything can happen in any given moment, in any given time. And when you realize and understand that life is not just, just all convenient for you, but things happen in life, and sometimes things happen where situations happen where you need God to deliver you, because it's always very important to extend mercy to your brothers and sisters, because there's going to come a time where you're going to need that same mercy, because the scripture said, blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. David, in the Bible, David, you know who David was, the one that killed the giant. Well, after he killed the giant, Saul, the king, was after him, trying to kill him. For a long time trying to kill him, but then after he escaped him, but what David was in a position, there was a situation in the Bible when David caught Saul, the guy that was going to try to kill him, in a vulnerable situation. And David could have been justified in his own mind. This joker sleeping. He can't do nothing now. I got him. I can go and cut his head off. Anything, just paraphrase it. He could have got at him. And he could probably justify in his own mind. He cut a little bit of his skirt off, but then he felt convicted. And then he said, touch not my prophet and do my prophet no harm. I ain't gonna touch him. And so when you really have the Spirit of God resting in your heart, even though you've been offended, even though something or someone has done something to you, when you have God in your heart, he's gonna talk to you. In that situation where you could get them back, you won't get them back. You'll get them back, but you'll get them back with love. You'll love them instead of hate them. You won't get revenge on them. You won't try to do nothing to them. But in other words, the only thing you'll do to them is love them. Because the scripture says, oh, no man nothing but love. Is that all right? But forgiveness is a mind adjustment. It's a changing of heart. Changing of heart where your emotions, all of that changes. The pain changes, the anger changes, the frustration changes, all of it just changes. And that comes from God. It comes from, it's a lifestyle, your whole lifestyle, your whole feelings, your whole mindset. It's like you've been washed. You've been washed in newness. You've been washed in forgiveness. You've been washed in mercy. And so those are some of my words when it comes to forgiveness. First thing is to let go, true enough. And that letting go is a changing where you stop becoming or feeling like the victim. And then you have a change of heart. And then you look at and you view the thing, the person, the situation different. And so forgiveness. And then the feeling that you once had where you want to rise up, you don't have it no more. You just want to forgive. Actually, what happens? It turns to compassion. You become empathetic with the people. You become empathetic with the person. When a person has done something to you over and over again, or people or situations over and over again, but you still forgive them. You still forgive them. And oftentimes, when people do something to you in a certain way, and you forgive them, a lot of times when you forgive them, they don't know how to take it. Especially if their motives was wrong, especially if their mindset was wrong. But also when you show love to someone, and when you show peace to someone, and you show forgiveness to someone, even when they don't deserve it, oftentimes when they don't want to hang, or when they want to talk to you, when they want to be with you, oftentimes it's a sign of guilt. It's a sign of guilt. But even in that, love. Because love covers a multitude of sin. Love covers a multitude. And no one is perfect. That's why we need Jesus. That's why we need the advocate. Even the scripture says, if anyone sinned, when you're a believer, you have an advocate, Jesus Christ the righteous. But don't use that liberty as a cloak to just do wrong. And so what it comes down to is premeditation. Now, if you make a mistake, that's one thing, but when you plan it out, when you plot it, when you plan it and you plot it, and when you do it, that's in your heart. And when that's in your heart, when you plan it, when you plot it, you're going to have to give an account for every deed, my brother and my sister, that's done in your heart. And see, the thing about it, God knows. God knows, ma'am. God knows, sir. He knows. He always knows, and he sees. And he knows what's up. So the scripture says, rend your heart and not your garment, if this you. If this word fits you, tailor-made, is knocking on your door, and you know who you're looking, you're talking, you're watching, you're listening to this right here, and these words are jumping out at you, I'm talking to you. Get it right. Rend your heart and not your garment. See, because Jesus said, I'm coming as a thief in the night. Behold, and my reward is with me. Two going to be in the bed, one going to be snatched and one going to be caught. In the field, going to be two on them, one going to be snuck, one going to be caught. Do not let your work be undone. If you have issues with anyone, something in your heart, you better get it right. The scripture says, you're trying to offer a gift up, but you remember there's a problem. You got a problem with someone, brother, sister, whoever it is. Lay that gift right there and go take care of it and get it right. Because if you don't, you're trying to offer a gift, it will be rejected. That's scripture. Even scripture says, how can you expect God to forgive you when you can't forgive who you never met? But you can't forgive your brother who you've seen every day. God forbid, he will not forgive you. You're wasting your time. Get it right. Stop playing, stop flogging, and do it right. Do it right. Because not, you're going to bust hell wide open. You can't play God. You can't hustle God. God deal with real folk. That's why the scripture said he's looking for those who have a perfect heart. That means he's looking for people that's honest and real. It's time out for the fake and the phony. He wants your realness. He wants your real. He can work with it. You might have conditions. You might have scales. You might have problems, issues, and all that. He ain't worried about your issue. He ain't worried about your problem. He just wants your heart. He don't want the game. He wants your heart. Is that all right? God bless you.